Alright, today we're going to learn how to repair a section of rope that has frayed or broken in two by using a snail knot. And of course, snail is spelled S-N-E-L-L in this case. So we have our section of rope that has frayed in two over time. It was in that hole and over time has rotten or bugs have eaten it, and we're going to repair it. So one thing that I like to use is some seam seal tape. This is not duct tape. You can get it at your hardware store. I think it's actually used to seal around windows when they're installed, before they go, over the windows with the brick or whatever. But this is designed to give you a good seal around windows, but it's more gummy than duct tape. I think it's more waterproof than duct tape, and so it does a perfect job for exterior jobs like this with the rope. So I'll show you, and we'll use this in conjunction with some zip ties, and we'll make it look natural. This is just an interior patch that won't be visible once the finished product is done. And we have my helper that's coming here. His name is Nice Cat. His brother is not Nice Cat. We have a different name for him that we can't say on the video, but anyway, this is Nice Cat. Good morning, Nice Cat. Okay, so to speed things up, you can see on this section of rope, a little different section that I had broken on a different post, but you've got your frayed end, and then you've got the end that I've cleaned up. I simply use the seam seal tape to bind the old rope, and I cut the tag ends, the frays off the end, using just a simple bread knife. And one good technique with this is that when you're cutting these frays off, you can actually go in between the boat dock slats, and it makes for a really clean cut. Okay, so you can see now that I've repaired both ends with the seam seal tape. We're going to overlay these. We're actually going to use some zip ties and some additional tape to just sort of hold this together. And then once that's bound together, we will actually come in with our rope and do a snail knot to make it look more natural, more authentic. So you can see here I've used zip ties to bind the rope together. I'll clip the tag ends off, and we'll go around with some black tape again, the seam seal tape. You don't have to use the seam seal tape again if you don't want to. I just think it's a decent waterproofing method, or at least as good as you can get with this exterior rope. But I'll do that job and we'll come back. So you can see here that I've gone ahead and sealed the joint with the seam seal tape, and there was a beaver. So we are going to now do our hemp rope to make it look authentic. So one thing I prefer to do when starting my snail knot is I like to have a zip tie holding it in place. That way I can pick up my roll of rope and start wrapping it around the snail knot going towards the loop end. And you don't want your zip tie terribly tight, because at the end of the process you're going to have to pull that to really cinch that knot tight. But it is like a third hand there that's a big help. And you can see now that all I'm doing is wrapping the rope around the loop end, and we are just slowly making progress towards the very loop end, and this will look like an authentic, I don't know, I'd call it like a sailor's patch. And then you you can sort of work the rope as you go to help cover up any of the black areas, because you know, when you've got a nice looking rope, you don't want to see black tape and zip ties. You want to see rope. So this is going to be a really authentic looking way to repair this once we're done. So as you can see, after just a few minutes, we're about halfway there. We're just looping the rope around, tighten it up, bunching it up as we go towards our loop end. Okay, so this is sort of the punch line, if you will. I've taped off my other tag end. Here's the loop end. You can see it's very small now. So we're going to come underneath, put it through the bottom side of the loop. I'm going to pull that as tight as we can. I'm going to take the other tag in, and we're going to pull that tight. So you can see it's cinching down on my opposite tag end. And if you wanted to, you could go around that with a zip tie or something to secure that. If you, not a big deal. It's actually not going anywhere. Or you can kind of tuck it up under this rope end again for additional security, that it won't come undone, of course. And clip the ends to your liking, and there you go. You have a very professional looking rope repair. People will think that you were a pirate in your former life with those kind of repairs.